in there.
Claus.
Razy catches a break, I think.
Yeah, Razy got lucky with that one. Claus could have gotten away with it and probably, maybe, might have even picked up a frag right there. And right now we are, again, on Razy's perspective. Claus just picked up the heavy. Some damage being exchanged, not much. Neither player interested yet in committing to a big fight. And Razy is setting up for Mega already. There comes Claus right above him. Both players heard each other. I don't think at this point, Claus does not have his LG. He needs to be a bit careful because that's one of his main weapons that he loves oh so much. But he knows that Razy is keeping guard over it. Razy is really playing the weapon game right now. He's trying to keep Claus away from that favorite weapon of his. This might be his opportunity though. Claus will get his hands on the lightning gun and is even getting the first setup on the Mega Health too.
Meantime, Razy just doing hashtag Razy things, playing the slow game here. Again, he's got the frag baby just literally, and the enemy has to run into you. It's like a godsend. It's like a gift from God. It's like, all right, your gift. Give me a free kill here. I'm going to pop my dual wield and just blow you up. So for Claus to be able to make this work, he's got to spot him relatively early. He's got to hit definitely an early rail to open things up with.
Absolutely important.
Oh, he's got him.
Nope, didn't quite get it. Important to point out though that even though you can play Blood Covenant pretty passively, it is definitely a smaller map than Molten Falls. So Razy might not have as many opportunities to really just disappear off the map and play his own passive game. Claus, that flick, how? How does he manage to land those shots? And Razy kind of forced to take the fight right there, had to use his dual wield because he was pretty low, but ultimately will go down against Claus, who now has the opportunity to set up a really solid rotation.
I think he hears him under him too. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Has Mega, has Heavy too, most importantly, and Razy's trying to get the weaponry he needs. He's got 2 minutes of time to pick up a frag here. Claus most likely not going to get the overstack from the totems anytime soon.
Yep, Razy at this point is really just crouch walking around. The super shotgun doesn't even dare pick that weapon up because he knows that it will make a sound. In comes Claus with the rocket jump. He's gonna catch Razy. 1 rail, 2 rail. Third one, nope, will not connect just yet. He wants to drop so bad. Oh, missing the kill shot there though.
Totem, by the way, he drops the totem down, so when he can drop down to actually force the fight, he knows he has a safety net, and another rail hits, but that pineapple shuts Claus down. The rocket not gonna land, and Razy gets him down to 13 HP. He had Mega as well, so he has a chance to survive this, and now we're down to a 1 champion play here out of Claus against the 2 out of Razy.
Yeah, really good read out of Razy right there, catching Claus exactly where he was heading for with very low HP, and right now it is Razy who can play it slow because he is 1 champion in the lead. Claus is gonna spot him though, and Claus doesn't want to let him get away. Immediately going in for the kill. Razy does seem to be able to get out in time. Claus didn't use his dual wield though, so he still has got that up his sleeve.
Yeah, but can he close the gap he needs to with the LG to make that work? And he's going to go for the double rail play.
Claus does have a slight stack advantage at this point. Razy's just playing it so slow. Oh, that drop down. Claus might have heard him drop down right there. Heavy is up. Is Claus still gonna go for that item? Nope, he's just gonna go in, pushing Razy up against the corner, but those defensive rockets and nades are going to save him for the time being. Oh my god, how is Claus still alive? He's going for those rails. He's desperate. He's got 15 seconds left, but Razy will beat him to the heavy and take him out. It is 1-1 right now.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. It seems like when Razy gets the first kill, he wins the round, and when he loses the first frag, he does not win the round. It seems pretty binary right now in how these rounds are going.
Yeah, we discussed this at the start of Ruins. That first frag is so important for both of these players because it completely changes how the rest of the map is going to play out. And we are starting this one off on Razy. He's on the BJ. Claus is on the Nyx. Oh, that was a pretty good catch by Razy, but Claus very quick on those reflexes, really instantly using the Ghost Walk. And Razy hungry for that railgun. Claus knows this. He's trying to deny that weapon to his opponent as well.
And I think Razy should know as well, on top of this, that Claus is not going to get aggressive without that Ghost Walk. He's got 8 seconds left for that to come back up. Heavy and Mega going to be trading. You can see actually Claus on the X-ray playing this one extra careful over towards Heavy. He doesn't want to be jumped on because he doesn't have that escapability that he's going to need with Nyx. But he does get Heavy. He does have it back up, and Razy's right above him. He's looking for the shot. The rocket connect for 30. Not the damage he was looking for, but damage nonetheless. And that pressure still being felt by Claus.
Yeah, Claus taking a lot of damage going on the bounce pad is still holding on to his Ghost Walk. And again, how? Why does he do that? He's risking so much by not using the Ghost Ball, but somehow he is making it work, at least on this map. And now Razy.
All it takes is that one time.
Yeah.
That one time at this stage of the tournament that you don't use Ghost Walk and you die because of it. But we do have him on the catch. Razy down to 6 HP. Claus just above 25. He's actually jumping for Banana and catches him out. And Razy's going to lose the first champion, but he has an opportunity though. Claus is not healthy. He still doesn't have Ghost Walk. And the spawn back in from Razy, well, he's not going to be going the right direction. Actually, might be able to catch
Oh my god, Claus looking the wrong way. Completely misreading his opponent right there. Razy catching him out almost instantly. Really nice play by Razy, and at first, very nicely done by Claus as well. I mean, he committed to that Ghost Walk. You've got to go all in at those times, and he just shot by Razy and attacked him from behind, and Razy did not see it coming one bit.
Yeah, didn't even want to walk into the pace, and that's going to be a free kill any day of the week. Again, Razy's style of slowing the pace down and using the aggression against Claus is working out for him. Claus now down to Galena up against the double. That's a good rocket as well. 25 damage now done. Doesn't have the rail, but does have the machine gun, the nail gun. Not really connecting at all against Razy.
Not a single one of those nails ended up connecting. And now Claus has no armor to his name. All he's got is the health. Heavy will be up for him though. He's got 2.5 minutes left, so he doesn't have to rush anything just yet. But unfortunately for him, he is down to his final champion, his Galena, who is definitely not the kind of chasing champion you want to be on.
He still doesn't have rail though, and he needs rail here. Most importantly, the machine gun doesn't have the opportunity to do as much damage as he possibly needs to. I think Claus actually just rocket jumped over to rail to deny it.
Yep. Razy himself actually doesn't have rail either. I think he's playing so cautiously that he doesn't want to go to that ledge because it is a dangerous position to be in. Instead, he's just gonna loop around, get himself that mega health once again. And again, slowing down the game. He's staying in these positions where he has a lot of lines of sight and he can disappear easily and run away.
Trying to watch that one angle towards Rocket as we see Claus galloping away. And you can see him even pre-firing a couple of corners, expecting Razy to be waiting in one of those. Rail's going to land again. Razy does not have rail still, which is allowing Claus to get potentially a lot of free damage off. There's the rockets coming in. Claus maybe looking for the drop down. See him just dancing between both pillars. And the thing is, we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Claus is eventually going to have to get aggressive. Yep. But with Mega and Heavy up, if he can take away Mega, he can just freely run around these corners without the worry of being bursted. But he won't be able to take Mega down.
No, he was a bit too slow.
He's got 2 totems though. If Razy stays to this side of the map, Claus could get the overstack of Omega with his totems, and then he'll have everything he needs to force a fight.
Yeah, that's a perfect counter from Claus's end because he knows how passive Razy likes to play it. Razy's still in the exact same spot. Claus was not expecting that, but the damage is huge from the Belarusian player, and he will take down Razy. 35 points of health left, and that is going to give Claus some much needed breathing room.
Wait, can he overstack now on this totem?
Yeah.
Oh, that's massive. That is massive, because now he has so much HP to work with.
He can overstack on this one too, because the totems, they reset when you place down another one, so...
And he's going to have another one for this fight, and the totem's not going to be destroyed.
This is so bad by Razy, but Claus...
He should force this, right? Because he can literally go for a fight, and he has overheal even more.
Again, he should go for it. Just go, 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 go. Full aggressiveness. Here we go. Claus is going for the fight. Can he close this one out? Doesn't quite hit the flick rail.
Oh my god, he's perma 175. This is ridiculous. These totems constantly coming down. Finally, the pressure is going to fall back as he does go pick up Heavy, but you can see the pressure on Razy now.
Yeah, this was an amazing pick by Claus. Going for the Galena. Perfectly counters Razy, and he even does a little bit of self-damage to deny the small armor. Like, Claus knows that Razy plays it so passively, he disappears off the map, doesn't go to some areas at all, and this is just giving Claus so much freedom, so much stack. Razy right below him. Does he know? Can he find his opponent? Oh, there There's a rail. Isn't going to connect.
Razy needs to check bridge. He needs to deny these totems, and he's going to go for the catch here. He could actually rocket jump into this, but he doesn't even need to. And Klaus will now be one round away from getting through to the semifinals.
He is looking good. Razy not doing too bad himself, obviously, but Klaus, just look at that replay. Look at those totems. Doesn't quite connect with the air rocket, but that's Klaus for you. He's going for the flashy plays.
I like how, more importantly, he didn't shoot his rocket. He just waited. He's like, I have such a big stack advantage against you. I know how much damage I did. I just need to hit that one decent rocket and you're dead. And I don't need to give you the opportunity to hit a couple of extra shots because I missed.
This time around, we are starting off on Klaus, and there is a pretty significant delay between Mega and Heavy at this point. Razy left his Heavy up on purpose. Klaus is now playing a bit of a cautious game himself because he knows that BJ dual wield is waiting for him, and he also suspects that Razy has all the weapons at this point.
Just watching him just sneak up and look like, okay, is he in this corner? Could he be in this corner? He had the rocket ready to check it. I mean, notice his Heavy is not up as well because he came at the perfect time with his own Mega, expected to be at the exact same moment, and now he will turn around, he will spot it out. But Razy still doesn't have rails, so gonna be rough for him to combat at this kind of distance. He should have HMG, I would imagine, by now. Actually, he does have rail. I misjudged that one.
I mean, it must do something to a player's mental state. It makes you paranoid when you're up against someone like Razy, and you know that your opponent can just be hiding and waiting silently around any single corner in the game. And Klaus is, well, right now he's adapting to it. He's putting down those rockets to check for damage. Razy getting that rail. Is he going to follow up? He will. Heavy will be up first, though.
He's not even going to ghost walk. I'm surprised. Trying not to save his stack here.
I'm surprised he ghost walked right there because he was far enough backwards to avoid all of the LG damage right there. Still went for the ghost walk. Maybe it was deliberate. Maybe he knew that he would be able to get all of these hourglasses. He's almost getting the ghost walk up instantly, and he's basically denying all of those hourglasses to Razy right now. That's a really smart play out of Klaus.
Dual wheels down for the 13 seconds. Actually might meet each other in middle. Oh, yeah.
Yep, Klaus spotted him.
I'm surprised he did with how close he sits to his monitor, to be fair.
He saw that BJ shirtless torso sticking out over the bounce pad right there. Mega is up, and it will be going towards Razy. Klaus hasn't really been pressuring that side of the map at all. Doesn't really have to either when he's hitting these kinds of rails. But he has to be careful, though, because he is Nyx. 100 health, 50 armor, base stack. That can change very quickly. He needs to be quick on those ghost walks when it comes down to it.
Here's him now. There's an opportunity for shot. Razy, nice little backup. The jump pad here. You feel the tension growing for Razy as well. I mean, there's half the time remaining in the round. There's been no frag traded, but he's technically, I mean, if it keeps going this pace, he's one frag away from being knocked out of the tournament. That's the first rail going to connect. Klaus looking to push in.
Oh yeah, this round might just go to sudden death 0-0 if things keep up like this, because both players are playing it pretty cautiously. Razy is, and so is Klaus, because he is of course expecting those traps anywhere and everywhere. Both players have got all the weapons that they need, and there is very little delay between the two major items. I think that to break this stalemate, one of the best things either of these players can do is probably delay one of the items. Taking a rail right there, Klaus. There's a lot of his stack gone.
Gonna see him here. 29 damage on that rocket. Razy just gonna be backing away, respecting this. They're actually gonna meet towards the hourglasses right next to each other. The first rocket's gonna land on a Klaus. This is 90 with this one. He's down to 20 HP though, but he knows he could ghost walk in and get aggressive instead. Gonna back away, go for the health bubbles, try to pick up Heavy here. And that was a risky drop as well with 70 HP to do that. He was railable.
Yep. Klaus giving an unusual amount of respect to his opponent right there. I was really expecting him to go for the ghost walk. Oh, those rails, that's opening so many possibilities for him. It's right above Razy right now.
Uh-oh. Now his ghost walk's down, and he might be in a trap here.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well played by him to just dance in between those portals.
Klaus looking the wrong way entirely. Was expecting Razy to still be up, but he was not. And now with a minute left, this is onto Klaus. He has to chase.
Oh, this is doable. Nailgun comes in. Dual nailgun as well. Gets a dual LG. They're going to trade 1-for-1. Yeah. Now, with a minute left, Klaus has to pick up one more frag to just go into sudden death, and Razy probably going to try to delay this as long as possible. And with 45 seconds, Klaus doesn't have the time to stack these totems. He doesn't have the time to get that overheal.
Yeah, and he is up against Gil. the most stacked champion that is currently in this map. So he has his work cut out for him. 30 seconds to go. Mega won't be up for another 15 seconds. Heavy will be up first. Claus, you cannot wait around for this one. You've got to go. 25 seconds left. Heavy is up. Is Razy gonna drop for it? No, Razy,
he's just
stoic as can be, isn't going to take any fight. They just bossed each other.
And you see Claus, he's trying to go on the chase. Galena very difficult to be able to catch up against someone, especially Kill trying to go for the disengages. 10 seconds left, the LG coming through. He's dancing around these rockets. Razy gonna get on the underground. 5 seconds left to go. Claus is trying to go for the chaser, but Razy's running as fast as he possibly can. 1 second, and it won't be enough, and Razy will hold on. And we get to the 5th and final round of our 3rd and final map here in our first quarterfinal.
Yep, that one rocket that bounced Claus up and killed his momentum above LG, that's what changed that, because if he had not been bounced around like that, I think Claus could have pushed it for the kill. But here we go, guys. As Jason just said, this is it. Final map, final round. It all comes down to this for both of these players. Claus picking up Mega and Razy delaying Heavy by 10 whole seconds. That might throw his opponent off quite a bit. Claus still looking for that railgun. Not quite getting the jump, but that's alright. Razy not there to punish it after all.
5 seconds on Mega. Claus is gonna most likely rotate back to his position to go for it. Is he gonna expect Razy off to the side? And Razy actually won't even give up his position, but he knows he has Heavy in 6 seconds. The problem is if Claus expects it, well, Claus now knows Heavy's not taken. He can go in for this one and actually challenge out on this one, especially with the first rail connecting. If he can hit a second, this would be perfect. No, there's no chance Razy can pick up this Heavy, and Claus has gained so much map control off those back-to-back rails.
And there are 15 seconds between Mega and Heavy. That's so good for Claus. This has basically put him in full control, and he can really get a rotation going. But he still needs to be careful. Those Razy's traps looking the wrong way. Razy isn't even going to engage. Razy just let it happen.
Squeaky bum moment right there.
Oh, we might see it again.
And Razy just choosing his fights wisely.
Yeah.
Claus is trying to cycle these items over. He finally spots him out, and that's the duel coming through. And with that first rail landing, Claus has the stack to battle Razy. Razy shouldn't be able to escape this. The LG's looking good, and Razy does it! Somehow, without the dual wield anymore, and without the stack, he gets the kill on Claus.
Perfect timing on Razy. He was waiting, when Claus picked up the previous Heavy, Razy was still just waiting to get the timing. And he took that fight, and the Heavy spawned at the best possible time for him, just as he was engaged by Claus. Perfect play by Razy, making it work against Claus, and now all the pressure is on the player from Belarus. He needs to get at least one more frag, but he's got the time to do it.
Oh, that's a dual wield. That was a little unfortunate for Razy. Claus now knowing that's going to be on cooldown. Rocket jumps up. Razy's waiting for this one, though. Gets a decent amount of LG damage, and that rocket was fantastic. Claus trying to rotate back towards Mega. Razy is actually going to meet him halfway here. The LG comes out. Claus initially with the damage. And Razy will back off, but he's giving up Mega. Heavy up in 15 seconds, and Claus will have the items. And more importantly, in this situation, we've seen Claus just do it before with the Galena, stacking up those totems. And he goes for the drop of banana. He's going to catch Razy up, 30 HP left. He's trying to disengage with these rockets, but Claus is just dancing around all of them.
Razy is alive. How? How did Razy survive that long? He should have been dead right there. But Claus didn't manage to finish it off. Razy right now, oh so low though. Can Claus find him? Can Claus shut this one out and tie it back up? And I think that this is a really interesting champion pick by Claus for his second one. He could have gone for the BT, he could have gone for that burst damage, but instead he went for the Galena. He wants to get those 3 totems up. He wants to be able to stack up and get ready.
Razy, you're not survivable.
Here we go.
There we see the double engagement come in. Claus is going to get the kill. What?
3 HP.
3 health left, 10 armor. He's able to pull it off against the dual wield. The Belarusian coming up strong when it matters. And now we're all tied up here. The first rail, Claus going to land. Razy's running into a trap. The second rail, the third time, lady. God. Fourth one not going to connect, but Razy doesn't have the HP. Claus has his scent.
Oh my god, props to Claus for using those totems this well though. That's what kept him alive. That's what kept him in a fighting position after he took down Razy. He should have heard him. Yeah, he hears the nails. You know,
such a massive lead here too, Flea, because he has his own totem to come down for overstack.
Yeah, absolutely. Claus, I mean, he wants to capitalize with his position, and he really should. Razy down below at the pillars. He spotted side of him. Good opening rail. Claus is going in for the chase. Razy a little too quick to disappear, but he might fight him. Oh.
Razy barely surviving that, but he's still not out of this one just yet. He's trying to the totem at Mega! Oh my lord, and there's a minute 10 left to go.
Oh,
Don't
no.
tell me Razy's tournament life ends off the back of a totem.
He went up because he wanted the mega. He thought, he knew that class was over, still that rockets are heavy, and he wanted to sneak in to get that health bonus. But then that totem was waiting there. Oh, so unfortunate for him. And now class 50 seconds to go. Can he ride this one out and secure his spot in the semifinals? He's gonna find Razy.
He hits the rail too. He's looking for the push in. The rocket's gonna land, and Razy will unfortunately be knocked out of the tournament. And Claus coming back in the last few seconds does take down his teammate. Obviously, a lot of respect between both these players, but even with Razy losing that match, he played so damn well. I honestly am so damn impressed with him, and he should be obviously very happy with his performance, getting through to the top 8. But you know Razy wanted the rematch. You know he wanted to go up against Rafa in the semifinals if he could. But Claus, what a game out of him.
That was amazing. And if we're going to take a look at the scoreboard, which should appear on screen shortly, first going to get the final highlight.
Forget the scoreboard. I want to see the replays. Look at this. Razy with dual LG. Claus is still able to beat out against him with the rockets. And the rails he was hitting, look at it from his point of view. If he didn't connect those shots, he would have been a goner, and that actually could have been Razy advancing through. Just that 1 second, that one little play.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. And Jahar, I'm looking at you across the desk. That was a ridiculous first game, and that was just our first of today.
Not like this. Oh, man, the totem. That totem. And really that last frag where the BJ play for Razy where he was knocked down to 24 health. He was able to come back up to 25. I wish I could see more stats about health picked up, where it was picked up, because Razy was really wondering what can I even pick up right now? What's safe? I'm railable, but I'm out in mid.
Look at the HP healed, by the way, 3,600 to 2,400.
Yeah, it's amazing. The Galena play, Flea really called it there. Just the fact that Claus had consistent totem usage. Razy wasn't pushing into the heavy armor side of the map very often, so there's no real opportunity to kill those totems, which meant that after every fight, after every frag, Claus could come up to 175 health very quickly.
He maintained in one of these fights that happened 175 HP for a good 30-40 seconds, it felt like, because he had the totem down, stacked up, fought, backed away to a totem, stacked up from that, fought, put a totem down, stacked up, fought, and there was just no chance for Razy to really get a good grasp of how much HP Claus had left.
And he could have prolonged that. I mean, you're saying 30-40 seconds, he could have made it into a minute easy, because he just, at the end, he started dodging his own totems. They were up near rockets, they were up on bridge, and he just walked past them because he wanted to not immediately get the healing. But also important to note is that when we were looking at the scoreboard, the item pickups were actually massively favoring Claus. Claus had 45 something majors picked up, and Razy had a lot less of those. So it's not just the damage, but also overall control coming out of Claus.
Well, that's the thing about Razy, right? Is that when he plays passive, he doesn't care about map control. He cares about getting a fight in the situation he wants. So he's more than happy to give the stack away, as we did see yesterday against Cypher multiple times. It's just about getting that one fight, that one opportunity, that first shot, most importantly, which is such a massive thing when it comes to Quake, is being the first one firing and first one connecting with damage.
And he really set a precedent on Molten Falls with Razy being able to, like you said, Flea, get that first frag in and then play the clock, play the map, and play around Claus. And I haven't seen Claus get the drop on so many times. There are many situations where Claus just had no idea where Razy was, and either Razy didn't fire, which takes a lot of effort and mental fortitude by itself, or he went in for the kill and he was able to execute on it. That's actually quite remarkable by itself. And Claus, many times after that first shot came out of Razy, it took a little while to figure out where the damage was coming from, and that was everything for Razy. But then on Blood Covenant, you're right, the Galena play, you just cannot work around that just by being passive.
Yeah, and I think that was a read into this as well for Claus, because he chose the Galena only on this map. He only chose this situation.
To want to make a read, but yeah, there it is.
Well, he chose Galena last as well, so it's he had the opportunity to go death fight, but when he saw Galena on the other side, he's like, all right, maybe I should go Galena as well. That way I can deal with the burst damage you do, and if you keep playing passive against me, I'm going to stack the totems, and I'll have that massive health pool.
Now, earlier we were talking a little bit about, well, the Knicks coming out of Razy. That's a little bit unusual for him, but he used Knicks incredibly well.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, he got a lot of good drops on Claus as well. Claus did the same thing though. Claus's Knicks, I would say, was even better than Razy's. He got at several times just went in because you have to commit or you have to just back away. And Claus just went for it every single time almost. He used that ghost walk and he would just sprint past Razy, get behind him, and just rocket him in the back.
Again, that goes down to knowledge, right? That goes down to, the cerebral play, hey, Spud Hunter, of knowing how much damage you did.
Yeah.
And knowing, what you can do in this next fight. Because as a Knicks, when you get aggressive with a Ghost Walk, you have the first shot, 99% of the time, unless you eat a rocket. So you have that first shot for Shotgun Blast, you have the rail, you have the LG, and in general, Claus read those fights really well.
I've certainly just only now been able to catch my breath. I wish I had a pulse monitor on my wrist because it's still pounding, but hopefully Claus has been able to catch his breath for a brief word after the match. Do we have you, Claus? Hey, there he is. GG. How you feeling?
Feels good, man, as always.
That went to 3 maps, and Molten Falls was all over the place, and then you were able to bring it back in Ruins. But starting with the Molten Falls matchup, there was a lot of times without a lot of action.
Yeah, because I have to adjust a lot to Razy since I never played him before, only once, maybe on online tournament. And what can I say, that he has really unique playstyle and he plays the game in the way it really should be played.
And of course, that kind of led into the next few maps where you had a little bit of time to adapt. Ruins to Sarnath was really the beginning of that. Do you just think that map didn't really let Razy do what he was doing well?
On Ruins, he just took way too many fights, and that's it.
And then, of course, on Blood Covenant, that one lasted a long time, and you definitely had a bit of a strategy going with the Galena totems really setting up on the heavy side.
Yeah, it was first time I actually stacked totems in my life in duel, because I knew that I probably won't be able to control both Mega and Heavy, and I needed to stack because I need to fight Kill, who has also big stack.
Was that a deliberate champion pick from the very start? Did you know when going into Blood Covenant that you wanted to play Galena?
No, I wanted to mirror his pick.
Okay.
Wait, so why did you want to mirror his pick then with the Galena at the end?
I don't know, I don't care.
All right.
We also saw you play pretty passively at times on Ruins, and that's something that you typically don't do. Is that also, did you just adapt to Razy on the fly, or did you practice that in any way?
Yeah, because when you're playing him, you just don't hear any sound on the map, and I thought that I also should not do any sound because he can be on every corner, and I had to really play much more passive.
Okay.
And of course, you get to go forward into the semifinals now. It's all best of 5 from here on out. So looking at your potential competitors, who are you looking forward to most?
I want to play Sirius. I didn't play him.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are out for blood against him.
Match. Yeah.
It's battle for who has the better LG, I guess, for that one.
Better LG.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're going to start giving you advice now. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us here, Claus. Good luck in the semifinals. Well earned indeed. And we're going to be looking forward to the next match very, very shortly. It's going to be right down the list with us in the quarterfinals, and it's just going to keep getting more and more intense. But that one, to kind of kick things off, that was an intense match.
Yeah, for the first of 7 today.
Oh yeah.
To now, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm done for the day. All right, let's go back to the
hotel. I'm still feeling a little bit shaky from that. I wasn't even playing.
Yeah, and then to go into Rafa versus Sirius next.
Yeah,
who knows what's going to happen? Because when we talked to Sirius, we asked, did you play against Rafa? And he said, yeah, he played 3 games. That was it, and didn't really try to download him that much. He beat him on Awoken, he said, very, very quickly. The fastest reaction I've ever seen. How does someone answer a question?
Yeah.
I'm curious if we're going to have that map come in.
Yeah, might very well. Sirius, I think, has got a very wide map pool, as just about any player does at this point, but it's going to be very interesting to see. Sirius has got those amazing combat skills, and Rafa, as we discussed yesterday, is much more of a tactician, a methodological player, so going to be interesting to see.
Everybody's been preparing in their own special way, and I think everybody's been kind of understating exactly how tense they are feeling about these matches, and well earned. We've got 50K to play for, and we're going to get rolling into the next quarterfinal in just a moment. I'll catch you on the flip side.
Running. Hiding. Chasing. Only the strongest will survive. An explosive tour de force. Unknown's Battlegrounds on EGG. Gather. Witness. Cheer.
He misses the bar strike, and now the jump lead. Done it!
For the moment that defines us. It's more than just a game. Dota 2 on EGG.
Nama saya Hafiz.
Jangan kacau aku nak tengok channel ni.
Bagilah aku tengok kerja lah. Itu Fatimah. Cantik kan? Dia adalah monitor kelas kami. Budak ni nama dia Benson. Ini Mutu. Syaril. Okey, sampai dah. Maggi goreng double. Tambah mata kerbau.
The first drama series about Mobile Legends, Mata Kerbau, only on EGG.
Suffering is only the beginning.
One quarterfinal down, 3 to go here at the PGL Quake Champions Open. And we're going to be getting into Rafa versus Sirius. Guys, this is going to be just one of the godfathers of Quake.
Absolutely. I mean, he's an absolute legend. Most wins of QuakeCon, biggest Quake tournament in the world, more so than anyone else. He is a super solid player, incredibly smart, very methodical in his plays, and he's going up against Sirius. And looking at the bracket, I think that Sirius at this point is the only real underdog, if you want to call it that.
I mean, it's a really crazy matchup because Rafa's been around for such a long time. I think his style of play has been one of the templates for a lot of the young blood coming into the scene. So he really has nobody but himself to blame for all of the fierce competition that he's facing in this tournament. And Sirius has surprised us time and time again by getting this far at all. Jason, do you think he can go any further? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, thanks, man. No, for me, it's been a story of him proving himself to everyone this whole tournament. He was able to do it in groups. In the beginning of the tournament in day one when he beats Ron, everyone's like, wait, what happened? He beats Ron? First game. Yeah, comes out swinging. And later went on to beat CNZ, came out of the group first, or the bracket first place. Then went into groups where he lost to Kilson, unfortunately, but then was able to beat CNZ again to get through here to now. I think if he was to ever challenge himself to prove to everyone out there that he's a top competitor, he has the perfect opponent for it with Rafa.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And they're both players who have spent a little bit of time dabbling in 2v2. A little bit, maybe dabbling is not quite the right word because, Team Liquid has been so very strong in 2v2. Sirius has been playing a lot of 2v2 himself, but since QuakeCon, all of the focus has been shifting over towards duel. And I'm thinking maybe is this because there has been such an emphasis on 2v2 that Dehang and Rafa have taken Quake Champions titles, but Rafa himself hasn't quite broken to that point. This could be perhaps the tournament for him.
Oh yeah, Rafa has been performing well. I mean, he's still the amazing player that he is, but when it comes to these LAN tournaments, to the really big cups, he so far has been unsuccessful at securing himself a first place. But in the meantime, let us already take a quick look at the champion bans and the map picks. Sirius will be banning the Visor. I would say that's no surprise, knowing how good Rafa is with that champion. In the meantime, Rafa has decided to get rid of the Nyx. In terms of maps, Sirius picked Awoken, Rafa picked Blood Run. Wow. And then finally, it will be Molten Falls as our decider.
It's really fantastic that Nyx has allowed so many players to express themselves in this tournament, and as a result has been banned more than some others. We've really seen a huge plethora of not only champs played, but champs banned ahead of time to make sure that some of these players have a little bit of extra something to think about. But
well, we actually got to sit down with Rafa last night and talk to him, and we were all obviously.
Oh, you want to talk about last night? Okay, I was gonna.
Not the McDonald's run.
Okay, yeah.
When we were quizzing him and we're asking what are you going to ban against Sirius, and he instantly already knew. He's like, yeah, I'm banning Nyx. I'm like, what about Death Knight, because that's been a staple ban for you? And he says, well, I'm more worried about his Nyx because he can have more playmaking potential with Nyx.
Yeah.
So he already knew off the get-go what he wanted to take away. When it came to what maps you're going to pick, he's like, you know what, I'm going to take the night to think about it, process it, and wake up and decide. And Blood Run, for his pick, actually, I'm curious why, but it would fit if he wants to go Keel on that map. But I'm just kind of worried how it's going to work out for them because he had such a rough run against Agent yesterday on Blood Run, dealing with the Tribal. And Sirius from Serbia, relatively close to Russia, is going to obviously be very good at Blood Run since it's one of the home maps for that direction. But Tribal, we haven't really seen him use it too much, but I'm assuming he's been able to train against the likes of Agent to know how to use it and how to counter it.
Yeah, I don't think it would be very difficult for anybody to replicate what Agent did to Rafa on Blood Run, but Rafa calling it himself, like you mentioned, a bit of a shocker, but as we know, Rafa always thinking a few steps ahead of everything. Like, we could probably ask him what his picks and bans are for the next tournament, and he'd be able to tell us. Sirius, of course, is relatively new to the LAN environment, and here he's definitely showing up with some bravado. He's definitely got this wall of ego in front of him, like, all right, cool, I've showed up to throw down, and now if he hasn't proven it yet, and I honestly think he has, but I think he's got his sights set on Rafa here.
It's crazy for me that he's not seemed happy at all with any of his results. Like, he beat John and he just looks pissed. Like, it looks like he just lost.
59% trash, just absolute trash.
Yeah, and like come on, you're allowed to enjoy yourself a little bit. You're allowed to be happy with how you're performing, and he's already had such a great tournament so far. I wonder if he wins the tournament, is he still going to be upset? And he's like, yeah, I only hit 60%. I was really gunning for 65 on LG.
Well, it's a cliche, but here at a LAN party, your greatest opponent is always yourself. It's one of the major things that differentiates one player from another. Like, after a match, during a match, how much are they kind of dwelling on what just happened?
You saw Cooler yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
he was literally playing base, and we talked to him after, and we're like, yeah,
how the game?
Yeah, he's like, how'd the game versus base go? He's like, that match versus Claus. I'm like, no, but how was base? Like, yeah, but Claus. I'm just like, wow, how can you play at this kind of level but have your mind be somewhere else?
Oh yeah, I think that, for Sirius, it's a lot about just being in the LAN environment. That's a lot for him, because later in the evening he definitely loosened up a bit, was buying people all sorts of drink all night long, so
maybe a little strategic.
Coca-Colas and Fantas for
Coca-Colas, Fantas, milkshakes, all of those things, nothing else. But
just couldn't put him down.
So yeah, I think that it was just like the heat of the moment, he finally beat an opponent. He got into the money, because that's big for him too. He made he covered all of the expenses himself to come here. He put in the effort. He hasn't been sponsored in that sense. So for him to then finally make it into the money and redeem himself, that's big.
Well, let's see if he can pump up the jam a little bit more and get into the semis, but he's only got Rafa to get through. But they're going to be starting off on Awoken. We've got Ranger picked so far, and Death Knight has been, of course, very dangerous on a map this small and intimate. And we've got Sirius actually not going for Death Knight, bringing out a BJ and a Galena.
And we heard Rafa say in the interview yesterday just how strong Death Knight is. So for him to be able to play Death Knight and not have to play against one, that's got to be like a big sigh of relief for him.
Yeah, must definitely be. But I mean, he is still up against that BJ. And when you've got LG as good as Sirius does, then that is a champion to be reckoned with.
And speaking of the LG, I'm glad you mentioned that actually, Flea, because we talked to Rafa again last night, and he was saying there's like a range that I don't want to fight Sirius, mid-range. He wants to either be right up in his face, which Death Knight's perfect for, or be out of his range far away to kind of mitigate that LG potential that Sirius has. So
what was it he said about his LG? It's the closest to a hitbot,
aimbot he's ever seen.
Yeah, man. I mean, you've got to play the positioning game. That's what Rafa has to do this time.
All right. Well, I'm going to be getting out of here, but Rafa and Sirius, good luck to both of you. I'm going to have to find out how it goes.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jahar.
Yep.
And while you do get out of here, we're about to get into game here on Awoken in our first map here of our second quarterfinal. It's a best of 3, and we're tagging along with Rafa off the bat, who's going to be starting with the Death Knight.
Yep, Death Knight going up against Galena right away, and Rafa immediately already delaying the Mega Health. Getting himself on that LG. Still needs quite a few other weapons right now, but he is definitely looking out not to get in that perfect mid-range against Sirius where he can use that LG oh so effectively. There comes Sirius from down below. Rafa not hitting any opening damage right there.
I do like the Death Knight Ranger. Again, like the burst potential out of those two champions. And then Galena, you can always use if you do potentially get into a mid-range fight to pop that totem down. Rafa going to be the first one getting some damage done.
Yeah, absolutely. Rafa has his eyes on the heavy. That one final rocket is going to make him retreat though, and now there is no delay left between the two major items. And Rafa finally gets his hands on that railgun. He's got the flames ready too, and Sirius. Oh, Sirius is gonna come through. Perfect read by Rafa. Flames are gonna be hurting, but the totem is there to defend them as well. Rail coming through. Rafa, first kill of the series, looking solid.
I was really questioning like the use of the flame strike there and like where it was, because he could have used it around the corner, but he actually like blocked off his area of retreat. He made it so he couldn't go past that, he would take too much damage, and he was able to juggle him into the fire for extra. Now the LG coming through, he has the initial start, and Sirius will drop out another champion. He's gonna have the Ranger, but Rafa has not been moved yet on this Death Knight.
Yeah, Sirius dropping onto that heavy perhaps a bit too aggressively. Didn't have the weapons to take a fight with. Rafa, of course, had the LG, perfectly tracking him from the right distance too, so very little Sirius could have done there. He went for the shotgun, but didn't quite manage to put out the damage. And now Rafa is just holding control of the mid area. He still is denying, I believe, Sirius that LG, and that's something that Rafa is definitely going to want to keep up. Sirius spawned on the side of the map that is away from the LG, and Rafa would like to keep it that way. No doubt, he's going to rocket jump up. There comes the flame. Sirius is going to go down. Rafa 3-0 and relatively quickly too. This is a really good start from Rafa.
Yeah, and actually a really risky play there at the end with that rocket jump too. But you can see on your screen again that area denial keeps him locked in this location to be very easy to hit rockets. And I think we saw Sirius try to go for a rocket jump right there, but Rafa caught him with the rail to actually eliminate him and get that first frag. But yeah, Rafa's still respecting the orbs out of obviously Sirius here, and I was surprised to see the rocket jump because that's a trajectory that you can read into. And if you're someone like Dewey, that's just free pickings for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's so risky to do. He did get away with it though, and now Rafa raining down damage from above, but Sirius dodging.
How did he get the light and escape? Like Rafa literally said, every light armor on this map is a death sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, and somehow Sirius has managed to pick it all up and get out of the room just fine. Mega and Heavy are both up. Rafa's gonna leave up his item, the Mega Health. Gonna see if he can do some damage to Sirius first. Won't quite be able to do it just yet.
Well, remember, Rafa is one of the best players when it comes to leaving his item up to do damage to when you pick yours up. So he looked for it over towards Heavy, but didn't hear Sirius going for it, so backs away towards his Mega, and now the Tribal doing some good work here for him.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, and he's gonna trap Sirius again. The flames, that's just gonna evaporate his opponent. And Rafa trying to force out the spawn, he's gonna get it. Sirius over. doing decent amount of damage, but Rafa will take heavy. He's gonna rocket jump up. He's gonna try and make his way over to Mega right away. This is probably too risky for Sirius to go up against right away.
Oh no,
Rafa.
he's
Oh.
waiting for the light. He doesn't, all he has is an LG, and Rafa has everything he needs to fight this one out, Flea.
Yeah, that's LG, but I mean, Sirius is LG. That's something that many people talk to me about. I was talking about it to Dewey yesterday, and he said Sirius is so good, not just because of his LG accuracy, but also because he is capable of hitting the shots from angles that he really shouldn't be able to. When he's clearly out positioned, he still manages to dish out the damage.
3 seconds on his flame strike. He's not going to be able to live that long, though, and Sirius does eliminate him. He does take away heavy, but I don't think Sirius can get there in time to take Mega, or actually, he should be able to now. The spawn coming in for Rafa over towards LG, but Rafa steals it away in the midst of time.
Sirius, too aggressive. Good rockets, though, but he shouldn't have gone for Mega right away. Rafa was just a little bit too fast and caught him off right there. 2-0 for Rafa, and this is actually Sirius's map pick. Is this starting to worry you?
Most of the map that he doesn't lose on, he said, but he did lose yesterday, unfortunately, against CNZ on it. And he said he didn't lose to Rafa on it either, but, I mean, Rafa is playing a fantastic game, and if you're serious, I'm actually really surprised to not see the Death Knight actually picked up for him. The rail not going to land, and that's going to be a decent amount of damage now done. As you can see, Rafa with no rail, looking for that tribal and machine gun. He's looking to catch him out over towards Omega, but Sirius has backed off over towards LG.
Yeah, Rafa's use of the Death Knight Flames has been absolutely superb this match. I don't think he's even missed one of it. He's always been able to do some damage with it every single time he used it. Heavy will be going to Rafa. Sirius rocket jumping up. He's not even going to go for Mega. He's just going to ride for Rafa, trying to do the damage. And now there's a 5-second delay between the two major items that might be exploited when the next rotation comes around.
And Sirius is being gifted a lot of free rail shots. He's just not hitting them. And you can't afford to do that against someone like Rafa. He connects 2 in a row, looking for the third, not going to connect that one, but Sirius finally comes back in. The Death Knight going to be charging out of Rafa as he's looking for the flame strike. He's going to catch him out here. He's not going to even use it because he knows he has him dead to rights. And Rafa is looking so damn solid. He's also 2 frags away from closing out this first map.
Yeah, if you just take a look at the weapon statistics, Rafa hitting 75% of his rails so far, as opposed to Sirius 28.
He can't escape that. Like if you're serious, because if you go to the left to go that direction, you're gonna run through fire. If you don't move, you're gonna take a lot of damage. Really smart use of the ability there.
Yeah, also very interesting to see is how Sirius has only been able to hit 45 shots with the LG. I mean, he still has 47% accuracy, but he hasn't been able to do that much with it. And Rafa has been putting out a lot more damage with the LG. Just because of the better positioning, Rafa is making the better decisions, picking the better fights, and it's really hurting Sirius.
Well, it's hard to do LG damage when you get bursted down instantly by Rafa on the Death Knight, especially when he's only going for these rail fights right now. Again, trying to play that long range or that super close range fight. You can see here, not trying to give Sirius opportunity to use rail, but he actually might fall for this one, and there we go. Sirius connects the shots he needs and finally gets the frag on the board.
Yeah, Rafa sticking around a little bit too long right there. He was waiting for the flames. He wanted to collide them just on Sirius, but unfortunately he ended up taking 1 rail too many. Sirius dropping onto Rafa, and that is no escape, even turning on the dual wield. And down goes Rafa. Mega up in just a second, but in the meantime, Rafa did manage to get that heavy armor.
And he used the orb to get up towards rail too. Really trying to put some emphasis on it. You can see Sirius backing away. He's got 96 LG ammo. Doesn't have dual wield for another 28 seconds though, and Rafa could be walking potentially into a trap here. That's a good little LG to rail, and Rafa not going to be free just yet. You can see Sirius on the chase, but a good disengaging rocket does land out of Rafa. Keeps his distance for now, but he's still down by the 1 champion.
Yeah, Sirius for the first time this map is actually starting to get something that's resembling control. This heavy is going to be important. He can't land any of the shots, and it will be Rafa to pick that one up. Even going for the railgun, which he unfortunately misses. And Sirius and Rafa stacks are pretty similar. Sirius got the Mega, the health advantage. Rafa has got that armor lead. Both major items are up at around the same time though. Maybe Sirius can keep control of his middle area and then also choke Rafa out of heavy. But he's misreading him entirely.
Oh, yeah, almost cross paths there.
Yep.
It looks like Rafa might actually just give up these items. He's trying to go for the Mega pickup here, but he's right under Sirius, and oh my god, Sirius again. Almost checking. He's finally going to spot him out now. He doesn't get a single point of damage done, but he's going to be able to punish him here, or should be able to, over towards heavy. But again, he misses the rail shot. Rafa lands it now with the LG coming through.
Yep. Sirius did do a good decent amount of damage right there though, and at this point he's probably going to start thinking about running down the clock. There's a little over a minute left. Awoken is not a good map to run away at all, but when you've got the stack advantage, so Sirius has to be careful not to give Rafa too much for free.
Well, remember what I say about stacks and orbs?
Yeah, that's true. We've seen it several times. Orb does not care about stack. Remember it, but there we go. That damage is just obscene. Sirius is gonna push for it. Almost nailing Rafa in the face with that rocket. Can't quite get it just yet, but Rafa's got nowhere to run. Oh my god, Rafa! Oh, almost turning it around from an impossible situation.
Impossible is like the perfect word. He should not be able to win in that situation. Sirius actually almost did fall, but he finally gets the round. He finally stops the rot, most importantly, and takes the potential sweep here on the first map away from Rafa. But can he maintain it now into the next round? We're into round 4. He's going to be starting off with Ranger up against Rafa on the Death Knight, so he's changing up his style here.
Yep.
Change up his first picks. He's going to catch Rafa on the engagement over towards Mega. We'll get the first shot, but not get the next two.
Good opening rail by Rafa right there. In comes the nails. Oh, Sirius doing a decent amount of damage with the tri-bolt right there. 5-second delay between the two items. And Sirius got the top positioning, or bottom positioning rather. Moving towards the railgun, Sirius still wants to get his hands on that LG. Rafa knows it, but this is an opportunity for Sirius. He spots Rafa on this side of the map, so he knows that he, when he's ready for it, can move over to the LG and take it safely.
That's a really nice rocket jump too to not give Rafa an angle.
That is one of the situations, the few situations that I have seen where your actual weapon model blocks you from getting information. Sirius had his rocket down over the little gateway, and so he couldn't see Rafa drop down there. And Sirius is just taking such a long time to get that LG. I would have expected him to go for it almost straight away. He's just taking these fights without that weapon that he is so adept with.
Again, Rafa going to be picking up heavy. This time Sirius won't be challenging out on this one. Every time I see someone go, they get really scared. The Mega going to be secured, so now Rafa has double stacks. But again, Sirius is on Ranger. Ranger doesn't care about stack.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a misplay by Sirius, though. He wanted that LG, and he finally did go and pick it up, but he waited so long with doing it, and then the moment that he decided to go for the weapon, it was actually on the items respawning, so he just backed away and gave Rafa full control. Oh! My god, that could have been a telefrag. I think that would have been the first telefrag we would have seen on stream this entire tournament. Heavy is up. Rafa is just hanging out with Mega though, and I don't think Sirius realizes that he has such a good opportunity to pick himself up the heavy. It's still up, but right now this might be too late. Rafa's got the top position, doing a decent amount of damage, but the rail comes out of Sirius.
It's hard to make that drop, especially against LG, but Rafa's fighting back with his own LG. Sirius is hitting these shots, especially when he needs to. Nice rocket jump by Rafa. So as the flame strike comes through, and Sirius dodges all the damage with his own orb, and he gets the first frag of the round 2 minutes in. Rafa, though, he has an opportunity to punish him, and there you go. The rocket comes in, trades 1 for 1, and it's going to be Galena versus Galena now.
Yeah, Sirius, he needs to take a bit of a read in Razy's notebook right there, because he should have just let Rafa get away. He shouldn't have gone for the shot right there. He was so low, he was at a bad position, and he still went for the shot, misses it, and Rafa just capitalizes off of it instantly. Mega up first, and then there's a 10-second delay between the two major items.
Curious to see where Rafa will put these totems down, most importantly. It'll be very difficult with the way both players are moving to get a triple stack down. He's actually been able to catch him out here. The rail's not going to land, though, and Sirius, he's going to be the one to hit that shot. Rafa's not going to care as he does get Mega. He does have Sirius potentially locked into this area. Spots him out again, but that was a good disengaging shot yet again.
Yeah, and here we go. We're seeing the LG versus the rockets. Rafa pretty low, but Sirius even lower. Rafa going for the backwards rocket jump just to get out of the room quickly and escape any potential damage, doing so perfectly. And Rafa definitely the one with the better side of the map to stack up again. Sirius is still low, and he's stuck down in the corner of death. But Rafa doesn't capitalize off of it, and Sirius
can't really challenge out towards heavy. Sirius can't because of the stack difference, because he knows Mega was picked up. Rafa should have the opportunity to get both, but again, he's going to leave the item up. He wants to kill that rockets. Both of them out of Sirius just stops Rafa again in his tracks. Heavy still should be going over to Rafa in the meantime, but Sirius is waiting for a rail angle here towards window, and Rafa doesn't give it to him. And I know that's something Rafa's been talking about a lot to us, about certain players, how they give up a lot of free rail angles and free damage when they're traversing the map. He's not going to give him a single shot here, and he's going to get Mega in this fight.
Yeah, that was bad for Sirius. He had positioning, but Rafa just snuck in from behind him, set up with the tribal, zoned him out of the room, and now Rafa picked up both of the major items consecutively, and he's just going to move right back to heavy. He's content not taking the fight right there.
So Sirius needs to find a way to to fight back at this one. I think Rafa just hurt him, and he will get that first shot off. He has such a massive lead here. Sirius just barely gonna skate by here with that jump.
Oh my god, Rafa is just piling on the damage, and Sirius taking a turn back 9 HP. 30 seconds to go. This could still be Sirius's play though. Is Rafa gonna go for the Mega?
He needs to.
Sirius gonna counter it. Sirius, is he gonna come up? There he goes. Dual shotgun. It is going to make all the difference. And now Sirius is actually gonna find Rafa again.
Rocket jumps up.
Heavy is up.
Oh, Rafa almost dropped straight into that rocket. That good fadeaway comes in. The orb is what he's going to use to get through the teleporter. We're going to get into sudden death now, but it's just one champion each, so it doesn't matter in the end anyways. It was already sudden death.
Yep. Sirius right now on the BJ. Rafa on the Ranger. But Rafa's got the better positioning for the first major item. He's got his sounds set up for that Mega Health. Oh, nice rail. Gonna get a second one. Might be able to find Rafa again. Rafa's still at a stack advantage right now. Heavy is going to be so important.
The thing is that Sirius hasn't picked up any hourglasses, and I don't think Rafa knows this because he doesn't have dual wield up. He uses the orb, uses the heavy, or gets the heavy as well, goes through the teleporter. Sirius not going for the chase, but he's going to have dual wield up right now. The problem is he has 9 HP. He's trying to run away. Rafa's trying to close this one out. He's around the corner, and he gets the frag, and Rafa will win map 1 here, 3-1.
Yeah, that was impressive plays by Rafa, for sure. Deservedly a win. But I do have to say, Sirius made a lot of mistakes. He definitely put himself in way too many positions.